Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back with this set and I'm tying it up. It's called Vestiaire and it's just lots of thank you. Thank you for all that you are. Happy Father's Day, wishing you your best year yet. And so many just lovely sayings, but it's paired up with the best plaid builder dies. Now, it's the first time I'm having a play with this. I have used the sentiments, but I've not used the dies yet. So I'm going to show you my lovely card. In fact, I'll get these out because I need them out. And I've also paired this up with the Tasteful Touches. Now, there's something about this flower that I think is just amazing, and these lovely leaves. I just love it all. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the sentiments as well, but my sentiment is coming from here. And it's this one. Thank you for all that you are. I adore that. And you know me, I'm a sucker for a thank you card. And this is the card I've made. Look at the sparkle on that flower. I've used designer series paper and then the same cardstock as the backing. I've fussy cut the leaves and these beautiful flowers out, and I stamped my gorgeous thank you for all that you are onto the Whisper White as well. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. Added some gold faceted gems. Just wonderful. I haven't put anything in the middle. Right, I've got my designer series paper. I might just grab a couple of strips of scraps, as we do. Oh, look at that, that's perfectly long enough. Nice. So, let's cut ourselves a little strip to pot on the inside. So let's try and cut the two at 5 5/8. And then we'll take it down. Oh, perfect. Literally had one little tiny slither come off. That's how small that slither was. And then I'm going to do these just 1/2 inch. I think that's about right. Oh, there we go. I've even saved even more paper. There we go, perfect. So one for this card and one for the other one. Just to give it a little bit of a bit more decoration on the inside. Do you know, we've had the central heating on for the past few days because the temperatures are dropping, and I think I'm allergic to my central heating. Oh, let's pull that out a little bit, because as soon as they put it on, it dries my throat out, my nose gets bunged up. Yes, they reckon false heat is the wrong kind of heat. So now we've got this gorgeous card, a little bit of decoration on the inside. We could even go one step further and using the Rococo rose. Let me get these and a piece of scrap. Just to stamp off on. Just checking the strengths. Perfect. Oh, that's lovely. That's nice. Let's just top that off lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. So, without further ado, we've got our designer series paper. I've got two pieces that are exactly the same size of the Rococo rose. These are 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. My card base is just an A4 chopped in half, scored and folded in half. So while we've got the glue out, we can do our inside pieces. Perfect. Beautiful. Love it. That can go to one side. I get my cleansing cloth. Oops. Top heavy this is. We're going to leave that later, so now I'm going to stamp. I'm going to pop that just there out the way for a minute because I'm going to be using that again. My Whisper White, I think I'm just going to swap it over for a slightly bigger one. These are cut slightly smaller than what I normally use because I was scrambling to get my leaves, flowers and sentiment. So what I did with my sentiment, I put my dye on and I taped it into place. And then I used my VersaFine black ink. I love this black ink. It's ultra dark. It's ultra crisp. And it just takes a few extra seconds to dry. And I know that's going to cut out perfect. It's not. I've not got to try and guess where it's going to go again. And it gets it off nice and clean with my... Comes up like new. Perfect. Love it. So I can swap that ink now because we don't need that one for our black. This is just for the flowers. I'm going to do it that way actually. Perfect. I'm just dampening it with a tea towel so I can get that off. That's the black all done with, and I'm using Pear Pizzazz for my leaves. So I think I'm going to need an extra piece of paper. Because by the looks of it, I'm only going to get one on there. Yeah, perfect. So let's get a smaller piece. One of my smaller bits. This is a lot smaller than that one. But I'm going to just sacrifice this bottom half here. Chop that off there, and that can go then towards decorating another card. Perfect. Where's my little bin? I gotta put stuffers away as I go, otherwise I get my OCD kicks off. Big time. Right, let's just pop the lid on our glue for a second. She says, trying to get the nozzle in. I will need my cloth back out in a bit, but I'll show you that later. I'm just going to whip out my thank you and pop it to one side. Just bob that after. We can sit that. And I got a little smudge there. What the heck's that off? I think it's just come off my, it has. It's on here when I've die cut. Because I write on my dies sometimes to let me know the sizes, and I must have done it straight away and it's made an impression, but we're not going to see that. So that can go in my... And this is the label from here as well is also from the Tasteful Touches. Now I'm going to zoom you in. Oh, wrong button. I have to keep an eye on the battery so it's running low. So, and I'm going to colour this in with just a blend pen and my Rococo Rose ink pad. So I'm just literally dabbing. I know it stains it, but it's fine, trust me. So I'm going to gently do some dark areas, and then when it starts to lighten, I'm literally just going to go and colour my flower in pale, spinning the pen as we go until all the colour is on there. Again, I'm spinning the pen and just lightly going over the whole of my flower, except for the centre. I didn't do the centres. But your blend pen is not just for blending your, what's they call it, inks or your crayons or something like that. You can use these to colour with your ink pad. Don't worry if you go over like I have there. Your white gel pen, like I say, it's always going to be your best friend. So now I can concentrate. I can hold the tip in the ink a little bit longer, and then I can concentrate on the darker areas. Just by adding and keeping my little blender on the ink a little bit longer. See the lines coming in? Don't worry even if you have to just get one dark bit and just dab again. You control how much ink goes on there. And make it look as realistic as you want. Perfect. Look how nice that looks. It's my best bit now. I love colouring. I think when you make a nice card, I think it's the effort you put into make it that makes it better. I got a thing for this Rococo Rose ink colour. I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful pink. Isn't that gorgeous? You've got some lighter areas. You don't want to mess with all that. And with what's left on the nib, then you just move along to your next flower. Spinning, just to get off as much of that ink as possible. I mean, you could add, I've gone over the centres now, but you can press on as hard as you want or as light as you want. I wouldn't go over the same area too often because it can start to break down your whisper white. Perfect. Nearly done. And go back into shade then. So like I say, don't worry if you haven't got every single bit done. Just hold the nib. What it does, it draws that ink up into that pen then for you to add those darker lines. If it runs out, just grab some more. With using the blend, I know we've got these in the blends and we're going to use those, but I wanted to show a different way of colouring, not always just with the blends. You know, we've got other tools that we can use. And wouldn't it be just boring if we just saw the same pens being used all the time when we can pull out other things that we've got? You may only have ink spots, and the blend tool, you may not have the blends. That would even work out a lot cheaper. Buy a blend pen or a packet of blend pens. Use your ink spots if you can't afford the full ink pads, and buy the re-inkers. And then don't buy the blends. You've got one, you've got a blender, you can do it light and dark. I think that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm not going to invest, and I'm not ruining the nib, because I've had these blend tools now since I joined Stampin' Up nearly 5 years ago. Nothing wrong with that nib, whereas the Stampin' Up blends nibs break down so easily. Anything I can do or advise you on doing to keep more money in your pocket, or for better or other supplies instead of wasting it on pens, well, I'm definitely up for that one. Look at the shading. We've got the light, oh excuse me, I hiccuped. Got the light tones, and we can put in as much dark as we want. I can go back over these lines and make them even darker, look. So who needs to spend $8.50 on 2 pens when this one will do every single colour in your stash? See, I can go back over, get some more ink, highlight that darkness a little bit more. And they're quite a fine tip as well, you know. Look at that, how clean that end is. I'll show you how to clean this as well in a minute. They do just rub away on paper, like this one. Let me show you. So I've got a bit of water on there, but, you know, they do stain. But if you've got a little bit of bleach, like I have on my cloth, use a bit of bleach. They're like brand new then. Turn it over. There it is. And most of that colour is out. What I'm saying is we can use this, you can use this tool to do the same job as the blends. I mean, I've spent nearly £400 on my blends over the past 2 years, is it? 3 years? And then just dry it. Just dry it then on your piece of paper. It's back to being damp as they are, so they can blend, and you've got a clean pen again. Not perfectly clean, but it's a lot cleaner than what it was when it started. And you've got 2 ends, so when these come in packs of 3, you've got 6 ends. You could leave one for greens, one for reds, one for blues, one for oranges, you know, and one for purples. And you know, even if you can't get the bleach, you don't want to put the bleach on to get the stain out, just rub it on a piece of paper. Away to go, and you've got all the blends you'll need. If you can't afford all the ink pads, use ink spots and re-inkers, and you've got a full set of blends, any colour you want. And if that saves you money, that's all the more better for me. Right, they'll stick them to one side for a minute and let them dry out. I will zoom back out a touch. And I am going to add mine on my card so it opens this way. So is that the size? Oh, I think that might be a little bit too big actually. Yeah, no, actually, no, keep that, Gaynor. Keep that size. It's cut at 4 by 3 3/4, just for a small white bordered edge. Just going to add that on that. Nice little white border. Perfect. Look at that. And if this is exactly the same size, which it is, Yep, it's exactly the same size. So when I run it through this die now, when I come to stick it down, and if you want, see now, you want it even. You want to make sure you've got it even, top and bottom. You have got, I think they're 1 inch squares, I'm not sure. They're 7/8 by 7/8, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if you want to use these ones around the outside, you could use these on another card. I'll show you now when it cuts out. I want to lay that down. I'm going to take that down as well, just so it doesn't move. And I'm going to run that through my big shot just a couple of times. Lovely little squares, cute as buttons, so you could definitely use them on another card. And you could keep all the squares. And then pull this out. Seems a shame all that cardstock, so don't throw those, put them in a little container, and you could make a block card. So I'm gonna leave them to one side, and I'm gonna make a different card. Not right this second with you now, but when I lay this over here, it fits perfect because my cardstock is the same size. Once I get that right on the edge. She says, I wish my nails would grow back. Right along this edge. Right along that one. And that's perfect. Love it. But we need to do that with my designer series paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to put mine in the centre like I did my other one. I'm going to have gaps either side, so I'm just going to push, because this, what does this measure? This is 4 1/4, no, yeah, 4 1/4 by 5 and, I can't see, 5 and 5/8. But my cardstock is, and no point me asking, getting a smaller. Let me just check it on here. It's normally 3 7/8. Yeah, it's just actually shorter. It's 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I can see the border on there. So I'm going to actually literally just put that into that top corner. And lay that on there. And just get my top plate and rest it over the top. That's got it. Pick it up, squeeze while I take it over to the machine. It's at a slight angle, so hopefully you shouldn't hear a huge clang. And then I'll fetch it back then. Ooh. It's warm in my room tonight. Perfect. I know, just tap this, I do. And everything comes out. Again, just tap, run your fingers over everything. Or you can use your die brush. You could save those little squares as well if you wanted. Just let me grab my little die brush. Some of these aren't cut right through, but are delicate, so be careful. This is because my plate is warped, so I just keep turning them over. If the back peels off, don't worry about that. Some of this is all going to get hidden as well with my flowers and my sentiment. Some of them just being awkward and don't want to come off. Look, see, it's pulling the back of the paper off. And if that happens, don't worry about that. Glue back down. Poke, poke, poke. You might get the odd one that doesn't want to come out. So I'm not bothered about those few little bits. Because like I'm saying, I can position that so it will be covered. Perfect. Just knock all those in the bin. Turn your plate back over, don't forget. Perfect. Now this is going to lay on here. So I'm going to pick the best side. Perfect. If I can get all the bits out, I will. I might bust if I don't get them all out. Not too bothered. I should have just used a sheet of paper on the back to push it through. But I'm satisfied with that for now. So I'm just adding glue on the squares. It's going to get other stuff put on top, so I'm not fussed. Perfect. Always Mr. Boyce with my cup of coffee. You're a superstar, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
You can see just a little bit at the backing on that one, so I'm just going to tuck that away. No one will ever know it was there, apart from me. There we go. Got another piece there. Perfect. Give that a smush. And I'm going to add dimensionals onto my sentiment. And I'm adding them just in the corners, because where I want to be able to slot my flowers under there after I've cut them out. Let me have a look at my card. Oh, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to undo that just for now. And I'm going to, I'm not pressing until I know it's straight. That's perfect. And now I can fussy cut. Oh, let's have a swig of this, girls. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. So let me just chop that off, so less waste. Perfect, that can go back in my drawer. And I'm not being too, because the bottom of these are going to be tucked away. And I'm basically just going around. Perfect, that's that one. Like I say, no one's going to see this bottom bit, so literally just cutting curves. Just going to go a little bit closer. And there we go, there's my leaves cut out. And now the same for my gorgeous flowers. So I like to get rid of as much excess as possible. Just give a little white border all the way around. If I go too far, once it's all cut out, I can go back over that. Let's just get rid of that excess. Neaten that up a bit. A little bit of excess white there. Oh no, that doesn't look too bad. I'll just cut a bit further into there. Perfect. Let's get rid of this. I don't want to say it's the best thing in the world, but I'm quite enjoying. I don't mind when you've only got a little bit of fussy cutting like this to do. I mean, you just giving a white little edge. It's when you get loads of horrible, tiny fiddly things. I'm not fussed on that type of fussy cutting, but this around this flower is no bother to me. Perfect. There we go. Now we can get to building our card. Put those away. We're going to grab some. I'm not gluing them, adding dimensionals to them, and to my flowers, I'm just adding them at the top. So that way, because my sentiment is on the top, I'm going to pop one there, and then I'm going to grab my glue if it hasn't seized it, and just put a touch there. Gently overlay this one, and again I'm just going to add a dot of glue there and there. Well, there even. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to find that gap in there. That is perfect. So without pulling it out again, I'm just going to lift it up, glue it into place. This one is going to get slotted in there. I might have to trim that out a little bit. I tell you what I'm going to do even. I'm going to take them stems off this one, because you can't see them anyway. Just give me girls a sec. I'll grab my tissue. I put a fresh one there every time I know I'm going to be filming because I know I'm going to start dribbling like a tap. So I'm just going to slide that in, press that down. Oh, shavings! I haven't added my grid. Should we add it over the top of everything? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what. Oh, what have I done? I don't need that bit there. I need that little bit there. So I'm going to basically add this first. I bet you were all screaming at me going, you haven't added your... So let's... Oh, silly sausage. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of my hand. If I can grip these little pieces. Just going to stick it down. Oh, what a silly sausage. So I'll leave my cage in place. I thought, what a silly sausage. So, that little tiny bit there. Add yours grid first, girls. Don't do what I just done. It still looks nice though. Dozy sausage. Get you silly sausage. Just jumped off my chest. Let's see. I can't believe I've just done that. Can you? All that beautiful card and I missed off the main ingredient. Tell you that. Too short. Don't do this, girls, please. I can't believe I've just done this. Battery's about to die and I'm nearly completed the whole card and I go mess it up. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna... Can't believe that. Great comeback though, watch this. Mr. Boyce is raging about something in his game. I can hear him. Don't know if you lot can. What a silly sausage. So that one's not stuck down, but it will be now. Can you believe that? No, I can't. I can't add those bits. I'm gonna just. I've got to now. So. I gotta do it, girls. I gotta do it properly. That's way too short. Can you Adam and Eve it? Right, long piece. Where did that go? you are. Gaynor's made a boo-boo. My gosh. I have big time there, haven't I? So let's put that in my pot. Let's cut that one, line that up. Let's glue that one there. Can't believe that. I can. It can only happen to Gaynor. And I think my battery's just died as it goes. No, I'm okay. So that's that section. Let's turn this around now. I need a long bit to there. Dibby 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 doo. Gaynor made a boo boo. Just make sure they're straight. Let's hope we can get away with this. Just line these up roughly where it should be. Gaynor, 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 what you like. There we go. I think I've salvaged it. Oh look, it's not, obviously it's not as pretty as that one, but I've salvaged it a bit. Yeah. So to hide that now. Oh, can you Adam and Eve me? I'm going to pop that there. Grab some Winker Stella. Whoops. Just go over my flowers. Give this a little squirt. Oh, I'll hold them up in a minute and you can see if you can see the difference. And I'm even going to emphasize them with Winker Stella. Like I did on my other card. Soon dries though, thankfully. So, grab my scissors, put them away, grab some rhinestones. Oh, the champagne rhinestones they are. And I'm wearing 2 large ones, right in the centre either side. There, and then I'm going to grab 3 small ones and just place them there, there, and let's see where we put them. Let's put one over there. So I'm going to move that out your way so you can't see. Gaynor going to do the cheat mode now. I'm just going to go and put them down. There is my beautiful card. Using the Many Mates, what the dies called again, I've forgotten. Oh my, Many Mates. Best Plaid Builder dies. So, sorry about me making a boo-boo of my card, but please attach your grid first and then add your flowers and stuff on top, because Gaynor made a big boo-boo. Oh, what we like. My flowers gone missing. Where's that gone to? Oh, over there. I see them. And my battery's just about to go, girls. So can you tell the difference? I'll hold one up. I'll hold the other one up. So there we go. My beautiful tight lips. My card, yeah. That one. Oh, bless my soul. Tasteful Touches and Best Plaid Builder Dies card with all those beautiful little delicate bits all over. Gaynor's made a right move. I'm going to love and leave you all. I'm going to go to bed and get my head down. I'm joking. But thank you for watching. Please add your grid before your flowers. And I can see there that this little flower needs just a little bit more dabbing down there. Keep it into place. Perfect. So, thanks again. Come back tomorrow and see what we make tomorrow. That's all I can say. Till next time. Bye.